today's world, it may seem like every idea has already been explored, but that could not be further from the truth. For over 20 years, I've dreamed of capturing a perfect wave, one I've sketched since childhood, but never seen in the calm Gulf of Mexico waters. This sparked an idea. Why not create the unimaginable? This is the story of making the extraordinary from the ordinary, of transforming vision into reality.
Okay, here we go! Look at that! Oh my gosh! Concluded our third photo shoot with the Sea Screamer. It was a magical morning. We woke up about 4 a.m., got here to the boat ramp at 5 a.m., and Cody, the captain, took us out. And really the intention was, I had this image in my head, and I've tried to capture it a couple times now, but the conditions haven't been right. Honestly, it goes back to childhood for me. So I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, away from the ocean, and I learned to surf, and ever since I learned to surf, I always have been obsessed with waves. Obsessed so much so that I used to sketch just these perfect waves in my head. I was 11 or 12 years old, and I'm 30 now. So for 20 years, I've been sketching these perfect waves all my life and dreaming of these perfect waves. And I've traveled the world and I've surfed perfect waves, but I've never seen a wave where there's not a drop out of place. And even though this wave, the scale is not super big, to actually see a perfect wave and to make it, like, that's what this was all about, is sculpting and creating this perfect wave that I've been dreaming about for 20 years.
Jonah reached out to me multiple times now. We've done a couple of sessions, three sessions. You know, we've always tried to nail the conditions. It's always changing out there, the tide, the wind, the water clarity. And the first time we did it was sunset, beautiful sky, pretty blue water, but the wind was not right. And then the second time, the conditions were perfect besides the water was brown. And then this time, Jonah and I have been talking and was looking at the weather forecast. We had the right wind direction. We had a new moon, which means we had a full tide in the morning. And the water has been fairly clear. We haven't had a lot of rain lately. So yeah, I just could tell that the conditions were gonna be right for the photograph that we've all been dreaming of. And I think he got it this morning. The sunlight was right, the water clarity, everything.
I think the biggest challenge in this project is that despite creating a mechanical wave, every wave is different. Even if Cody drives the boat just slightly differently, it's gonna throw a different wave. It's gonna hit the sandbar different. So I'm always having to change my location depending on how Cody is driving the boat, depending on where the sandbar is. And so really just the biggest challenge is finding the right location, but also just having all these elements come together, because at the end of the day, it's not in my control. I don't control the weather, I don't control the tide, the wind, the swell, the light. And so it's really about going out there with the perfect conditions. And this is our third attempt. We've tried 2 times. We've got some magical images, but it was really this time that they finally all came together to make the image that I had in my head.